Have compassion for others. Jesus called his disciples to him and said, "Have compassion for these people. They have already been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, or they may collapse on the way." His disciples answered, "Where could we get enough bread in this remote place to feed such a crowd? How many loaves do you have?" Jesus asked. "7," they replied, "and a few small fish." He told the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then he took the 7 loaves and the fish, and when he had given thanks, he broke them and gave them to the disciples, and they in turn to the people. They all ate and were satisfied. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. The number of these who ate was 4,000, besides women and children. Matthew 15, verse 32 to 39. Jesus had compassion for the people. They were there with him 3 days and had nothing to eat, and he did not want to send them away hungry, or they may collapse on the way. His disciple answered, "Where could we get enough bread in this remote place to feed such a crowd?" It was a large crowd, and they were in a remote place. Their circumstances were not good because they were in a remote place, a place where they could not get food, and the crowd was large, hungry. So Jesus asked, "How many loaves do you have?" And the disciples replied, 7, and a few small fish. He told the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then he took the 7 loaves and the fish, and when he had given thanks, he broke them and gave them to the disciples, and the disciples in turn to the people. Jesus prayed and blessed the food. He broke them and gave to the disciples. Jesus had faith that it was blessed, the food was blessed, and it will multiply. So when giving out to the disciples, it started to increase. So he fed 4,000 besides women and children. 4,000 men, and the women and children are not included to this. So you have to focus on Jesus. Jesus can provide for you. You cannot have lack if you have Jesus, because they all ate and were satisfied. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 basketfuls of broken pieces. Even there were leftovers, 7 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. This was a miracle. Out of 7 loaves, 4,000 men ate and were satisfied, besides women and children. This was a miracle because you cannot give out little and get more unless it is blessed. Unless it is blessed by God. God provides for those who seek him. The scripture says, "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, nor has it entered into the heart of man what God has prepared for those who love him." You have to focus on God because nothing is impossible for God. Out of 7 loaves, 4,000 men ate and were satisfied, besides women and children. And God can provide for you. He will provide for you because he is a present help in times of trouble. Focus on God.